What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is December the 16th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, as far as data points, not a lot coming out today. So it's going to be more of a technical driven day. Rest of the week definitely has a lot of data points that could disrupt the broader market. So you might have some analysts coming out just kind of speculating on that. But like I said, today is more of a technical driven day, which possibly based on the futures right now is pointing to it being a very positive green day. So NASDAQ up 0.26, S&P up 0.17, Dow is up 0.07. So like I said, kind of things are shaping out to be fairly good. Fear and greed index though is still under the neutral category, so it is at 50. So in theory, people's appetite for risk won't necessarily be on the table, but we'll just have to again wait and see. As far as Sofi, it is up 1.85%. So I think there's just a lot of optimism associated to just Feds cutting rates and them coming out maybe to reiterate what was stated on Friday about having multiple cuts. So yeah, I think, or multiple cuts in 2025, I should clarify. So yeah, I think Sofi is in the right sector to be in to really benefit from all that. And plus, like I said, today's more of a technical driven day, which in Sofi's case is showing more higher highs coming. Shorts though going into today, 12.5% of the free float is being shorted. So I do anticipate them to continue to return most likely this whole week up until it gets to roughly around that 11% range. But definitely if some data points are negative, anticipate them to kind of pounce. But as far as some support and resistance points, with it at 1654 pre-market, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 1683 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. 1455 is going to be the next strong support. And I'm looking at the 1-day chart, so it is very strong support and resistance points. Moving over to the 4-hour, this is where you want to see, at least in the short term, for it to be above that 1650. So this R1 right here. So in theory, it might trade between this R2 and this R1 today, 1691 and 1650. So maybe bigger and better things might be coming. Not necessarily for SMCI though. So that is down 13.44% because of it getting kicked off the NASDAQ 100 index. So yeah, that does really hit the liquidity, definitely. So in reality, it looks like ticker ILMN, Moderna, as well as SMCI did get kicked off. So as a byproduct, it's down because of that. Shorts haven't really been doing all that much with it, despite the crazy level of fear. So 18.91% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 94.69 million shares. If you're looking at trading it right now with that 32 and change, it is trading between this R1 and this pivot. So pretty much, even though it's down like 11+%, it's still trading within this range. So very volatile. Anticipate more continued volatility in the foreseeable future. So $38.10 is going to be the next strong resistance / target. Don't see that being touched whatsoever. And then 29.71, it's going to be the next strong support. Similarly, I don't see it being touched today. It might flirt in that general area, but still, I think this stock just gets bad news after bad news. Flip side, Palantir. So Palantir is down slightly, and the reason why they are down slightly, I think it's just people are looking at their evaluation. So a lot of analysts have been coming out polar opposites. Some are very, very bullish on Palantir, some are very, very bearish. So I think that's going to come into question. But as of right now, it did get added to the NASDAQ 100, so kind of opposite to SMCI. So in theory, people were very hyped up. I think it was up like 5% during the 24-hour trading. So we'll just have to wait and see. Palantir is definitely a beast, and you don't want to bet against it, despite the 76.38 million shares overall being shorted in Palantir, which works out to be $5.81 billion. So kind of crazy for that, but with it at 75 and change, it is trading right between this R3 and this R2. So it was able to kind of fight pre-market above this 75.26. So at least for today, definitely watch for that to hold. Flip side, 85.51 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. And Palantir has gone up very fast in a short time period. So this is why you're seeing very wide gaps on the fib levels. And I think just even going into today, the Elliott Wave technicals was really pointing for Palantir to get to roughly around that $90 range, as I did a dedicated video under my other channel, Financial Journey. So pop over and kind of take a look at that. But yeah, with today being more of a technical driven day, I think this is going to really help Palantir. Moving on, RCAT. So pretty cool name. I never really heard of them in reality, but ticker RCAT, it is up 14.34% because of this. So RCAT partners with Palantir. So anything, I feel like now Palantir and NVDA are like the two stocks in the market that anything they touch just goes up. So yeah, looks like RCAT partnered with Palantir to equip Black Widow with autonomous visual navigation and warp speed for GPS compromised environments. Pretty cool. And so on a side note, this is what they do. So feel free to kind of pause it, read through it, and all the fun jazz. The stock isn't that heavily shorted. So 12.96% of the free float being shorted. Shorts have gone in quite a lot though. So it was roughly 9% short interest. Now it's at like that 13. So anticipate them to be fairly active today, but right now with it at 941 pre-market, it's just trading between its R1 and the pivot. So 887, definitely just that's going to be the strong support. Watch for that to hold. And then 1228 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. If anything, because of the news today, I honestly feel that it can go up and possibly even touch this $12 range. So we'll just have to wait and see. Sometimes my crystal ball is wrong, so do your own due diligence. And then Checkpoint, it is up 9.26%. And this is what they do. So biotech, 23 employees. I've already explained biotechs aren't really my forte, but there isn't any actual news that did come out associated to them today. Rather, the only thing that came out was a 8K reiterating December 13th, so Friday's news. So that news right here was this, saying that they got FDA approval. So in reality, pretty good stuff in that regard, even though on Friday it did go down 3.42%. So kind of weird change of events, but it is up 10.35%. Somewhat heavily shorted, so 18.72% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 6.84 million shares. Shorts have definitely gone in on this company over the last little bit, so short interest on the low was around in September, 11%, 11.79. So they definitely have been getting in, but with it at 405 or $4 and change, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 398 will be a strong support that you'll want to watch for it to hold. Flip side, 450 is going to be the next strong target for this stock to really head to. And then if it does pull back, it might just trade between this range to the pivot and this S1. Given the news, I can't see it being red. I know I'm not like an expert in biotech or anything, but usually FDA approval is the end goal, right? That's what everyone ultimately wants. So with that being said, I don't see why it would be red on Friday given that news. Maybe there's some other aspects to that. So yeah, actually one thing, that's probably why. Okay. Answered my own question. So the news came out after hours, so at 6:15 p.m. So that's 3% or 3.42% that was not encumbering that news. So my apologies, answered my own question. So with all that, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Is there any other stocks that is on your kind of radar today? If so, drop some tickers in the description below and let me know why you are watching them. One final thing, I did launch a Patreon where I'm giving buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers, so pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.